You're in front of the Israeli School, Universal Practical Knowledge, the Philadelphia Division, here at 3226 Cheltenham Avenue in Philadelphia. We're standing in front of the school right now, getting a description of the 12 tribe sign that's been painted by one of the brothers that was in the school: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Those are the 12 tribes of Israel.
Shalom. Shalom. You've been waiting for this day, so this day has finally come. A lot of you have been wondering where this knowledge that you've been hearing is coming from, and the powerful truth that you've been hearing, how this was established. Well, we finally were able to arrange for the priests to come down from New York and spend some time with us. And I'd like to introduce them if I can. These are some great brothers. We're very glad to have them with us. We want to make them feel as warm as possible, because this is their work and the extension of their work and what they've laid down some time ago. I'd like to introduce, first of all, priest and Sixth Shield General, 4th in command in the nation of Israel, Lahab. I'd like to salute this brother. March up. Barak. Yeshabim, which means sit. And I'm going to turn it over now to Priest General Lahab.
Come on, brother. I'd like to say this, starting off, we're very impressed at your school here, and we're very impressed to see that the brothers and sisters in Philadelphia think enough of the Most High and the Bible and the truth and your nationality to be a part of this, because most of the brothers and sisters are running from the truth.
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, One West. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, One West. That's who we are, nigga. One West, One West. So who is y'all, niggas? One West, One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
UPK soldiers got them killers with me, and I don't fuck with every spot cause it's too iffy. Real motherfucking prophet cause the Lord with me, but don't get that shit twisted, I got Drake's with me. Yeah, bitch, and that whole 50. Run up on me wrong, you gon' catch 60. Wait, you gon' catch 20. The other 30 for your homies, bitch, I got plenty. And I'll shoot this motherfucker till that clip empty. Taking orders from your bitch, you a fucking simpy. Shit, should be televised. The way I'm cutting niggas up, bitch, I'm a samurai. Niggas swear they in the truth, but telling hella lies. Stumping like you Greek, bitch, you Hellenized. The revolution gon' be televised, and what I see in my vision gon' leave you petrified.
One West, One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, One West. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, One West. We want it all, nigga. nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, one West. That's who we are, nigga. One West, one West. So who is y'all, niggas? One West, one West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
UPK soldiers lead cowards and awe. So fuck a gas stop. I came with 6 pumps in my car. My niggas ready to swing. We like kids at the park. So touch a chair around this bitch and we breaking your jaw. They think we Christian, but we not. Nothing about us is soft. I don't know what you niggas on, but that shit get you off. We booted up. We came to take zones for real. Black 40 under my garment, I be dressed to kill. Fourth dimension sitting linger, I be fresh for real. Putting scripts on your corners, but these here ain't pills. We rock covers. You official if you know those drills. Bread and water, you official if you know those meals. Yeah, you niggas soldiers get rolled over. You got police in your pocket, I got a judge in my holster. Oppressors out to get us, so remain sober. Or be chained to them chains till there's nothing that remains of us. A cult leader like Christ, we got the same culture. I bang on them, tell my enemies the reign's over. I up the sig and keep pulling like a chain smoker. The game ain't changed, one West stayed the same on them.
One West, one West. That's who we are, nigga. One West, one West. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, one West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, one West. That's who we are, nigga. One West, one West. So who is y'all, niggas? One West, one West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
Niggas talking prophets, yeah, we got plenty. We the reason why it's Israelites around the city. Caucasic tells a rock, bring Shamar out. We about to slide on them, see what niggas talking about. Young dog think he wise cause he a Kim head. That shit lame, they didn't survive, nigga, Kim is dead. Where I'm from, little nigga, is a dirty game. I pledge allegiance to Yahweh, bitch, I'm UPK. Huh, nigga, let's talk bodies. Set up on your corner, wake up everybody. Big priest until I'm dead deceased. The mission is complete until you're off the street. So y'all on the internet stumping down the street. But take the poor and the weak. Touch your sister or brother, you gonna be sleep. But take the poor and the weak.
One West, one West. That's who we are, nigga. One West, one West. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, one West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, one West. That's who we are, nigga. One West, one West. So who is y'all, niggas? One West, one West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
Fucking with the brothers, then I'm giving out major pain clip full of ball heads. I'm shooting out Damon Wayne's driven ambition. I ain't never changing lanes. Wise as an old man, but I ain't slanging cane. This ain't a game, this shit way deeper than rap. You speaking the cap, but the shit y'all speaking is cap. I'm 5,000, but I still keep it a stack. I'm in the truth, not cause back then I was seeking the fact. Cry aloud for the niggas that's deep in the back. And the Lord with me, ain't no reason for keeping the strap. We peep the attacks, niggas say we ain't speaking the facts. Stealing breakdowns every time we teaching in class. Niggas snitching, y'all out here squeaking with rats. We be on the street corners teaching that Jesus is black.
We on 125th Street, Harlem, nigga, you see where we at?
One West, one West. That's who we are, nigga. One West, one West. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, one West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, one West. That's who we are, nigga. One West, one West. So who is y'all, niggas? One West, one West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga.
All right, shalom, 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 Israel. Mic check, Mike. All right, cool. We got the sound. The sound is in there. Check. All right, like I said, shalom, Israel. I'm Officer of 1,000 Awadja. This is the N. Slacky. This is the ISUPK script. ISUPK Law Class, Salakia, Detroit, under Commander General Yohana. All right, if y'all can, just please share these classes, man, so we can get this troop out to our brothers and sisters that need it. Okay, a lot going on in the world today. So these classes amongst our people, so these classes is something that is so needed. You understand? Our people, we depend on the oppressor to change our condition because we don't understand or because we don't know that your enemy can never change your condition into a positive one. We don't understand that our enemy knows that if we come together, we will be a nation greater than him. He doesn't want to share his rulership with us. But the Lord said we would be on top of all of the nations. All right? So it's important to share these classes and get this truth out there so that our people can know who they are and know how they're supposed to conduct themselves by following these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Lord laid out for us to keep. Okay? We have, for too long now, allowed the structure that they set up in this country to really destroy us because they set the structure up that as long as we would destroy ourselves, they would prosper off of our destruction. Okay? So they set things up like the Christian church, like Islam. Do what you want. Your body, your choice for the women. And all different types of things that the enemy has put in place. All right? And a lot of our people don't understand that the oppressor is our enemy. And you don't learn that anywhere else but inside of here. More importantly, you learn how to combat that enemy with brotherhood, all right? So that's the importance of sharing these classes, man, and getting this truth out here to our people, man. Because they see everyone can recognize and identify the things that happen to us, that's happening to us, but nobody really understands how to combat those things. All right? So today, if y'all was paying attention to the news or anything like that, Facebook, the news, Instagram, Twitter, I'm sure it was everywhere. All right. It was another school shooting in Georgia. All right, there's another school shooting in Georgia. All right. Said 4 dead and I think like 20 or 30 people injured or something, man. Something ridiculous. Something ridiculous, man. With all the, and this is what amazes me. I think about what our people go through, man, and all the things that hinder us inside the community. Like, we've never had an experience where we went up to a school and shot a school up. Like, think of everything that plague us, man. Think about the drugs that plague our community. Think about the little things that we do that think about the police harassment that we receive. Think about all the things like we all know about high school. Think about all the things that I'm sure in their community is not much more different than what we go through in certain aspects. In fact, we might go through a little bit more because we dealing with what? Depressed poor people, man. They got everything all set up, all nice they been had computers in their classes and things of that nature. They had it when I was younger in this school. We had the worst textbooks ever, probably in the history to mankind. So I'm just saying that they've always been on a high as far as school supplies and things of that nature and teaching tools. Like they don't suffer the same way we suffer. Yet for some reason, with them not having to deal with police harassment, with them not having to deal with other nations of people destroying their neighborhood and coming and taking over their neighborhood, and then coming in and treating them like they are worthless and nothing. We have oppressor teachers in our school. They don't even help the kids. They don't even help our people in school. They just let us sit there and suffer and fall behind. They don't even care. Yet and still, some kind of way, we don't have the school shooting problems. Like that, and that amazes me, man. You shooting up a school for some girl don't like you? And you think that's a reason to shoot the school up? Like, what in the hell is going on? Our oppressor is a bloodthirst person. They just thirst for blood, man. This is insane. All right. This is insane, man. They don't get unalived by police officers for no reasons. For pulling a wallet out. They don't get unalived like that by police for pulling their wallet out. They don't know what that's like. Cause somebody you done ran up and unalived 5 or 6 people and wounded plenty of others, all because your feelings hurt. We don't understand the type of person our oppressor is, man. A lot of us don't think that he's our oppressor. They think what they think. He our best friend. We could be friends and join together and integrate together and all this old stuff that ain't worked yet. Ain't worked a lick yet. Not even a small portion of it has worked for us, man. It only made us worse. None of that garbage worked for us. Not voting, not integration. None of this stuff has worked for us because the Lord is against all of it. We cannot succeed with anything that the Lord is against. All right. With that being said, man, I'm going to tackle a couple things today. All right. And oh, of course, if y'all got any questions or comments, just drop it into the chat and I will get to them as soon as I can. All right. Get to them the second I can get to them. I appreciate y'all. All right. So I have a question that I'm going to propose, that I want to pose to y'all tonight. My question is this, right? Why is it so important? Why is it so important that we be taught, right, by the oppressor that the law is done away with? What is the importance of him teaching us that? Okay. A lot of y'all may know the answer, but okay, I just want to check. Some new people, they may not know the answer to this. Every once in a while, it's important to go over this kind of stuff because it's always new people watching, new people coming in. All right. And again, like I said, if y'all got any questions, just drop them in the chat. So why is this so important that it be taught to us? All right. So because it's kind of like multiple answers to that question. All right. So I'm going to answer it and I'm going to say it's taught to us that the law is done away with because what? If we don't keep the law, if we continue to sin, then what? That means the oppressor gets to stay on top of us. Right? Think about everything that the oppressor, his kingdom. If we stop sinning, right, his kingdom falls. Okay, I'm gonna put y'all on to something for y'all who don't know this. I'm gonna kind of tell my age on this one. Back in the 90s, right? The Bloods and the Crips in LA was attempting to come together, you know, and drop their differences. They did a whole rap album about it and different things of that nature. Do you know, as some of y'all may know and some of y'all may not know again, do you know that the police would come in and they would steal the car of a brother, let's say that was related to the Crips side of things. And they would take the car and drive over to the Blood neighborhood and do some things. And of course, what they would think, because they know that's such and such and so car, they would think what? He did it, or the Crips was doing it. So at the time when they was trying to squash the beef, so to speak, or at least just find some ground where they could just tolerate each other a little bit more. It was then the police that continued to escalate things. All right? Because what? Because if the crime stopped, then you don't need so many police officers. If the crime stops, then so many prisons won't be necessary. Then you don't need as much prison guards. Then you don't need as many judges. Then you don't need like I said earlier, the infrastructure is based off of us and how we conduct ourselves, which is why they purposely do so many things to keep us in sin. Because it's how they make their money. Everybody, everybody makes everybody makes money off of us being in poverty and us sinning. Okay? Everybody prospers off of us in that nature, man. Which is why just a quick sidebar, I don't understand why somebody would be telling me to join to somebody who purposely sets things up for our failure so that they can prosper off of it. It makes no sense to me. But that would be one of the reasons on why, like, they would tell you the law is done away with, man. So our God, so we can never truly turn to our God, man. That's why it's so important, man. The UPK is such an important thing under Commander General Yohana, man. It's such an important thing, all right? Let's get Matthew 5 and 17. Let's start there, man. We'll start right here. Because the law is such an important thing, man. Like, it teaches us, like, you have moral. One section would be the moral part of the law, would be the civil part of the law. Like, it's cut up into like, it teaches us how to live our entire life, how to conduct ourselves as a nation of people. And more importantly than anything else, man, these laws come from God. All right? The Lord gave us these laws, man, and told us to follow these laws, man. Anybody telling you you ain't got to follow this or you ain't got to do this and you ain't got to do that, they're trying to keep you away from your power. All right? Let the other nations worship. Let the other nations worship and have their gods, man. You have your God, man. The God of Israel, man. All right? So, Matthew 5 and 17, and it reads, it says, think not that. Now, again, these are Christ's words, right? This is Christ speaking. Okay? It says, think not that I've come to destroy the law. Now, this is out of Christ's mind. Now, that one line, right? That one line crushes Christianity. Because what do they say? That's done away with. You don't have to follow that. It's because they following the life of the oppressor, man. It's because of the oppressor that they teach that. Your oppressor does not want us to keep the law. Why? Because once we start getting in there, once we start reading and understanding, that law is going to do what? It's going to start bringing us together. we would start applying it. Think about the 50s and the 60s, right? Church was everything. Church was where they went for worship. Church was where they went for school. Church is where they went for like little town meetings, because it was segregated so that they met at the churches. So church was everything. Think about if we would have been abiding by these laws then, man. Your oppressor would not have stood a chance, because think of the togetherness that we had back then. And we only had that togetherness because we understood what? We only had each other. I got some news for y'all. That time is coming. The Lord gonna bring that time back where we gonna realize we only got each other, man. You don't want that forced on. You don't want the Lord to have to make you realize that. You had better start realizing that right now. All right. It says, or the prophets. Meaning what? What does it say, or the prophets? Meaning these things that are written. Like I heard, now this is something that long before I knew about the UPK or anything else. I'm just, of course, just a brother in the world trying to learn something. Somebody told me point blank period, hey, a lot of them prophecies done been fulfilled, and nobody don't know what been fulfilled and what haven't been fulfilled. It was kind of weird that person said that, because this was like somebody that everybody looked to as like this super righteous dude. Saying these words. So of course, what did I do? I listened to him because everybody looked at him as like this super righteous dude, man. And that just goes to show you, man. Christianity has no clue about these scriptures, man. Because when I first came into the school, when I started learning about all the things that the UPK teaching about the prophecies, about breaking them down, they breaking them down to me. My mind was blown. I was blown away, man. Because I never knew. Okay? It says, I am not come to destroy. Meaning what? Christ didn't come to destroy the law or the prophecy. That's not why he came. When we read Matthew in the first chapter, it says he came to do what? Save his people. So I don't know how saved got changed to doing away with the law. I don't fully understand that connection. I don't fully understand how they made that connection. I would be able to kind of break it down a little bit better than so we can try to get a better understanding. But I just don't know. They so too far apart from each other for me to really understand it. All right. Am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. All right. Verse 18, it says, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass. It says, Christ saying, from verily I say unto you, until heaven and earth pass. Well, just what is he saying? He just saying, what he's basically saying is, I'm telling you, this law is not going to be done away with. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to change. It ain't going to be something different, because it's a law. The laws are to govern the people. You think your oppressor gonna ever get rid of his Declaration of Independence? No. Heck no. You think that's ever gonna change? No. That's what your oppressor abide by. Well, that's how we should feel about God's laws, man. That's how we feel about God's laws. Don't let, like, again, just on myself right quick. I was also told by a pastor that God's laws would just be too hard to keep today. And at the time, I was just like, because I asked about it, like, why don't we keep God's laws? He's just like, well, it's they just too hard to keep today. Actually, I said, Salakia, I said, is the reason why we don't keep them is because it just would be too hard to do today? And he was just like, yeah, it would just be way too hard for us to keep God's laws today. But me not understanding, not really thinking, like, I think about it now, though, since I came into the school, because now I'm thinking, like, how the hell hard is it to not sleep with a brother, with another brother wife? That's not hard. How hard is it to not unalive another brother? That's not a hard thing. How hard is it not to cheat another brother out of some money or something? That's not hard. These things are not hard things to do. All right? Not only is it not hard to do, it's so important for us to do. It's so important for us to do, especially in this inside of the kingdom that we in. How we treat one another is the most important thing, like, inside of here. Our love for each other. Because if we implement these things, guess what? It is a crippling blow to our oppressor. It's a crippling blow to our oppressor. Our brotherhood, our love for the Lord. These are the things that can cripple this kingdom and actually have the Lord start bringing us out of this captivity. Like, you want answers to how to change things? Those are the answers, man. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Those are the answers. How we treat one another. Those are the answers, man. All right. It goes on to say, heaven and earth pass, or one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Meaning, nothing is ever going to change from this, man. Let me think about what really needs to change. Is there something that we can read in the law that actually needs to change? I don't think so. It makes no sense whatsoever for anything to change. All right? That law that the Lord laid out is a perfect thing, man. It's perfect for you and I. All right? It is a perfect thing for you and I. Okay. From there, let's get Romans, the second chapter, 13th verse. Romans 2 and 13. Romans 2 and 13. So yeah. So we get Salakia, get Matthew 23 and 23. Salakia. So we get into things like your Christian churches, and they tell us that the laws is done away with, but for some reason, they ain't gonna want you to tithe and put that money in, man. They don't give a dang about. They don't give a dang on about you not sleeping with your brother's wife. They don't care about you smoking your weed. They let you get high as you want to get. But the one thing you got to do, you don't got to stop sinning, but you got to put some money in that plate. Your building fund. Churches don't even fix. You ain't never seen so much as a doorknob get fixed in your church. But here come, you got to put that money in there for that building fund. Okay. A love offering. It's all that. But the law, you ain't never got to teach that, because they don't want to teach you how to actually do what the Lord wants you to do. So they find money grubbers and put them up there. Money grubbers who don't care about how much you sin. They don't care. Believe it or not, just like I said, this country that we in, that the oppressor profits off your sin, your Christian pastors profit off of your sin also. Your guilt, because you know, maybe a lot of y'all from just the night before probably done a lot of stuff y'all probably shouldn't have done. Now y'all sitting in church, you tithing like ain't no tomorrow. I'm just gonna drop my tithes in. I know what I was doing last night was the wrong thing to do. I knew I shouldn't have done this, that, and the third. Drop these tithes in here, man. And what your pastor telling you, don't you worry about it, man. The Lord is going to bless you. The Lord going to do this for you. The Lord is going to do that for you. He don't never know who the hell he talking to. He never knows who he's saying it to. He don't know who he talking to. And here we're talking to everybody, man. If you Black, Hispanic, and Native American, we are talking to you in here. We telling you to stop falling for the same foolishness over and over again. Your Christian church is good for one thing: shouting. Whatever the hell that is. That little stupid dance they do that they call shouting. That's what they good for, man. They not good to help you stop sinning. All of us been to church before, right? Have you ever learned how to stop sinning in there? Have you ever even learned what sin was according to the Bible? If you don't know what sin is according to the Bible, how can you stop it? You know what doing right is according to T.D. Jakes' book, Creflo Dollar book. What's the little oppressor lady? Joyce Meyer's book. All these different books, but none of them is going into this book to tell you how to do right and wrong. None of them go there. None of them going in there and explaining what the Lord considers right and wrong. They want you to turn to your neighbors and say, he got a blessing coming for you. And shaking your neighbor's hand and all that old stupidity, man. Let's get it. Matthew 23 and 23. Slakia. It says, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you play tithing of mint and asan and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law. And that is your Christian pastor in a nutshell. They take them tithes. They take them tithes and, oh man, bring them in. As for the rest, though, that stuff done away with, man. You ain't got to listen to no more of that crap. That's what they saying, man. It says the weightier matters of the law. It says the judgment, the righteous judgment, man. You going to there with your pastor, talking to him with your wife, y'all going through, y'all trying to work out your marriage and get it together. That dirty bastard gonna sleep with her, man. He trying to get in. He not trying to help your matter. He trying to slither his slimy ass in there, Slacky, excuse my French, to lay with your woman, man. Because again, to him, the law is done away with. So sleeping with your woman ain't no big deal to him because the law's done away with. He don't have to listen to that. All right. It says mercy and faith. And it says, these ought ye to have done, and not to leave the others undone. So he takes your money, but everything else, he take your money, and you've been to like a cooking sale. They got in the breakfast time, they sell you the breakfast. They got pork sausage, pork bacon, right inside of the church, man. Doing these abominable acts, man. Doing these abominable acts. Because again, what? That law is done away to him, except for the tithes. That law has to keep going, man. That law has to keep going. Why? Because without it, your pastor can't dress in them nice suits. Can't pull up in that nice car, man. Your lights get turned off, but his stays on because you giving him all of your money. But nothing is changing for you. Nothing is, excuse me, nothing is changing for you, man. God's laws teach you how to run your household, man. God's laws teach you how to raise your kids. Why would those things be done away with, man? Why would those things need to change? Like the Lord created everything, right? So he gives you the instructions on how to raise your kids. And you're going to try to tell me that needs to change and that needs to be done away with. All of a sudden, you and I, we smarter than the Lord. We can raise our kids better than what the Lord is telling us. No, somebody is lying to us. Somebody is seriously lying to us and really not telling us the truth, man. All right. From there, let's get Luke in the 16th chapter. Yeah. Somebody is really not telling us the truth, man. And what's crazy is when we talk to people in the world, it's like this don't, like I talked to a brother, right? And this brother say, all I got to keep is the 10. Like, all you got to keep is the 10. Huh? It don't, like, that don't make no sense to me. You can't tell him he not Christian, but that is the most Christianest thing ever. How is the rest of the law done away with, but just not the 10? Like, it is some of the stuff that I encounter, man, that I hear since I've been in the truth. And some of the stuff I just remember from just being in the world and just having a conversation, even though I didn't know anything, I didn't know nothing. Make no mistake about it. Until I came in this truth and shut my mouth and started learning, in the world, I knew absolutely nothing. Even when I thought I did, I'd realized now since coming into this truth, I know absolutely nothing. So like, give me 1 second, y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me. One moment. Yeah, just bear with me 1 second. I just got to check and make sure I don't got no questions in the chat. Salakia, y'all just bear with me 1 second. So yeah, again, that always was something that was just a tad bit different to me. And again, if y'all got a question or something, just drop it in the chat. I got y'all. All right. All right, carrying on. We at Luke 16 and 31. Actually pick it up at 31. It says, and he said unto him, Christ speaking again, if they did not hear Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded through one who rose from the dead. Meaning, think about that statement, right? He said if they ain't listened to Moses, right? Think about the things that Moses did. Okay, I want y'all to think about that for a second. Think about what Moses did. Think about when he brought the plague of flies. Think about when he brought the plague of frogs. Think about when he caused the boils or the bumps and pimples or whatever it was to come up on their skins. Think about when he turned the water into blood. Now, just think about that, right? Now, imagine this. You there with Moses, right? We ain't even got to the other stuff yet. You there with Moses. You seeing all of these things, right? You seeing all of these things, and it's affecting everybody but you. And of course, because it said Moses did what? Moses went to the elders of the people. So you knowing your history, it's passed down to you. You knowing you come from Jacob, you knowing you this, you knowing you that. So now you starting to see the things happening, and Moses saying the Lord is about to deliver you. So you seeing all of these things happen, man. And then one day the word get down and say, hey, put the blood over your doorpost, man, because something big and heavy is about to happen. And the ones that don't got this blood over their doorpost, man, they're gonna be in trouble because the Lord is about to send the death angel through Egypt to slaughter things, man. We getting the hell up out of here. Okay? And you put the blood on your door, right? And the death angel come through and it kills the firstborn of everything in Egypt. Not everybody, everything. Like, really think about that. So now you see that. Now y'all leave Egypt. and you see the pillar and the fire leading you by day, pillar of smoke behind you by night. So you seeing all of these things. You see the Red Sea get split. And it was still some people that wanted to, okay, right before the Red Sea got split, Salakia, it was still some people who saw all of that and wanted to go back to Egypt. When Moses went up to the mountain to talk to the Lord, people still, with all of that, they still made a golden calf. Now, you got to be a special kind of something to, after all of that, still want a golden calf made. You are a special kind of something, man. All right? And it's so heavy because it's still, and it's such the same thing. You see Christ do what? You see Christ make the blind see. You see Christ walk on water. He fed the people with 4 fish. Salakia, I forget the exact number. Salakia, forgive me for that. To walk on water, raise Lazarus from the dead. Like all of these things you hearing about being done and you seeing being done. And you still questioning Christ. Okay? And think about in all of that, right? It still ain't nothing that got said about the law being done away with. Christ, what was Christ telling people? I'm here, your salvation is here. Stop sinning. Follow the laws of God. Come back to the Lord. You can come back to the Lord now. You ain't got to eat. You ain't got to live like you was living. You can live like an Israelite again. Christ was waking his people back up, man. Christ was bringing Israel back together. All right. Let's get Deuteronomy, the 11th chapter. Deuteronomy 11. Shoot. All right. All right. Deuteronomy 11 reads, therefore, thou shalt love the Lord thy God and keep his charge and his statutes and his judgments and his commandments always. 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 Okay. This is like, I don't understand for the life of me. This is how you know, Salakia. This is how you know Christians do not read the Bible. They don't. They couldn't. They could not read the Bible because there's no way we reading the things that we're reading tonight. And then they could take that and still say what? The law is done away with. There's no way they can still say these things, man. The problem is, the thing is, here's what I think. The thing is, they just want to do whatever appeases them. Meaning, the things that they lust after, that's the thing that they want to do. So they like pork, they just gonna keep eating pork. They hear that, it's unlawful to eat pork. You shouldn't be eating it. They don't care. They like pork. They don't want to look for an alternative. They don't want to hear that and then say, oh, shoot, I didn't know that. I thought the law was done away with. And then even if they say that, you be like, no, Christ said, think not that I come to destroy the law. They don't want to hear it, man, because they want to do things the way that they are accustomed to doing it, which is the way the oppressor tells them to do it, which is completely the wrong way to do things. Like, you think your oppressor is smart, man. Your oppressor is not smart at all. Your oppressor takes the shrimp, lobster, catfish, and out of the water and tell you it is so good to eat. I think before we came into the truth, all of us done had some catfish and grits. Listening to the oppressor, right? They make eating the crab and the crab legs look so spectacular. They give you the little napkin, put it right in front of you, boy, and you just get to cracking them crab legs and all that old nonsense. The Lord put that stuff in the water to clean the water. He didn't put that stuff in the water for you to eat it. It's there to clean the water. Here's the thing, though. You won't learn stuff like that in Christian churches. You can only learn that in here. You can only learn that in here, man. They won't teach you that out there. They'll teach you just pray over it. They won't tell you that God never intended for you to eat any of that stuff. Yeah, the Lord made it, but the Lord made it with a purpose. It's a purpose. It's a reason why the Lord made it. He ain't just make it for you to just pick, for you to just pig out on it, so to speak. It's not why the Lord did it. The Lord made it so it can clean the ocean, so it can clean the water, so you can have good, clean drinking water. And then they take the stuff out of the water, and then in the same token talk about how polluted the water is. Now here's the thing. You might not know that it's put in there to cleanse the water. But the oppressor does know that the Lord put it in there to cleanse the water. But he is such an animal. He does not care. He doesn't care anything about the structure that the Lord set up, man. Because the structure that the Lord set up, again, it's about giving us life. It's about teaching us how to live. Your oppressor don't want you to live. Your oppressor wants you unalive, man. He wants you unalive. He wants the Lord to not be with you. He wants your destruction and your downfall as a nation of people. That's what he wants. We have got to combat that, man. We combat that through following these laws, statutes, and commandments. And what? Our brotherhood, man. Our love for each other, man, is the best thing that we have inside of this kingdom, man. Well, really, of course, not just this kingdom, but any kingdom we in, whether we in our land or whatever. But definitely inside of here, man, because if we don't love each other, who else gonna love us? Who else gonna love us, man? No other nation of people cares about us, man. Every other nation on this planet, man, they want to destroy us. They want us wiped out, man. Okay? They want us wiped out as a nation of people. All right? So we gotta take an action. We have to take an action and do what? Start following these laws. Start loving our brother. Start looking at each other as brothers and sisters, man. We got to start looking at each other as brothers and sisters. I know because of the stuff that we learn inside the world, we kind of gotten away from that, man. We've gotten away from that. That's why the UPK under Commander General Yohana is such an important place, man. Because you can't go. The brotherhood that we have inside of here, you cannot go to some fake Israelite group and learn it, man. They just don't have it. They don't have it. Because if they actually had it, you know what? They'd still be in here, man. They would still be in here if they actually had that spirit of brotherhood, that spirit of love for each other. They would still be in here. Because their spirit of brotherhood didn't make them go somewhere else and start their own school or camp or whatever the hell they want to call it. Their lust did. Whatever it was they had a lust for, they didn't want to take orders, so they wanted to be on top. So they left for that reason. They had a lust for white people, oppressor people, Salakia. So they left and went and started a camp where they can let oppressors come in. They wanted to lay down with oppressor women. They left and started a camp where they can go date oppressor women and it would be okay. Their lust did it, man. Commander General Yohana is the only one that held on to what was passed down and didn't leave it, man. He has the spirit of brotherhood, man. He has that spirit of brotherhood, man, because he didn't abandon what was taught to him. Every other brother, they just somebody that chased after whatever lust or whatever demon they had on them, and that's what they got. Whatever nonsense you see out there. But not Commander General Yohana Salakia. So we have to have brotherhood, man. Those are our two most powerful things, man. Our brotherhood and our keeping of the law. Let's get Romans the second chapter, Salakia. Get Romans the second chapter, man. So we just gotta keep pushing forward, man. Because think about it. If you just a person, I'm gonna read this first. Romans 2 and let's get 13. It says, for not the hearers of the law are just before God. So not the people that just hear it. Like if you a person and you could just and you hear, let's say you hear don't go lay with your brother's rib, right? Let's say you hear that. What good is hearing it if you go right out there and you lay with your brother's rib? It's no good. It doesn't work for you. So it's saying not just hearers of the law, and this is another thing, man. For all you Christians out there that love to pull Paul's writings to try to say the law is done away with it, we reading it right here in Romans, dum-dums. It's telling you, for not just hearers of the law are just before God. It goes on to say, but the doers of the law shall be justified. What? Like, Christianity is a dumbass religion. Excuse my language. It is dumb as hell. We are clearly reading right here where it said, not doers, Salakia, not hearers, not people who just hear it, but the doers of it are justified by the Lord. Meaning, you got to go out there and keep God's law. You can't be talking about some, what they say, I'm under grace, so I don't got to keep the law because I'm not under the law. I'm under grace. Well, ain't the law telling you what sin is and what sin ain't? Like, that's what I thought, right? So if the law is telling us what sin is and what sin ain't, why in the hell? Slacker, give me 1 second. Why in the hell are we sitting here talking about the laws done away with? Right? That's silly, correct? Okay, so let's get it. Let's get 1 John 3 and 4. Let's get 1 John 3 and 4, man. What is sin according to the Bible? Why would somebody say the law is done away with? So ask ourselves a couple of questions. All right, we here. 1 John 3rd chapter, 4th verse. It says, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. So whoever commits sin break also the law. You breaking the law when you commit sin, right? Okay, everybody with me? And it goes on to say, it says, for sin is, meaning what? Meaning this, they're telling you, he's telling you right now what sin is. Transgression of the law. Sin literally is breaking God's law. That's why Christians live lawless. Because what? They think it ain't no sin. They think you can't sin. That's why they teach you it's okay to sin. They don't understand. They love to sin. They love listening to their oppressor, man. They love listening to their oppressor way of life. They love it, man. That's why sharing these classes is so important, man. It's a brother or sister sitting down somewhere right now who is saying, I don't have to keep God's laws because Christ came and died. Being taught that Christ coming and dying means he no longer has to keep the law. When Christ said he ain't come to do away with the law, destroy the law. Where we just read in Romans where it said, it's not the hearers of the law, but the doers of the law shall be justified. Where we just read in 1 John and it said, breaking God's law is exactly what sin is. It's a brother said somewhere that was just like you and I. We didn't understand that breaking God's laws was sin. We thought being mad at your neighbor was a sin. And it ain't matter who your neighbor was. Our leadership in the black community has failed us. They have led us to the things that destroy us, man. Commander General Yohana is a real leader. He is the true leader of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in this country, man. He the true leader, man. Because he don't fall for the snares and traps that the oppressor sets up. And he teaches his men not to fall for those things, man. That's what he teaches us, man. How to love and be brotherly, man. How to keep the laws of God. How to actually please the Lord, man. How to actually follow and be Christ-like, man. You have to come in here to learn those things, man. Because if you try to learn them anywhere else, you're going to fail. You are going to fail. Okay? From here, let's get let's try Romans 6:1. Right? Because what did I say a second ago? They say what? I'm not under law, but I'm under grace. What in the, like, I've never really even understood that. I never really understood what it meant when somebody said, I'm not under law, but I'm under the grace. So I can, so pretty much they're free to do what they want to do. And this is how you know a Christian does not read the Bible at all. Good Lord. Our people, true. Let me tell you something. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans inside of this kingdom, we have truly been deceived. All right. Let's get it. It says, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Oh, this is 6:1, Salakia. And then it says, God forbid. God forbid, meaning hell no, that ain't what you do. You don't continue your grace, like, okay, we know if we get a bill or something of that nature, right? And we don't pay on the exact date that is due, you still get a what? A grace period. Whether it's a day, 5 days, whatever the time period is, you get a grace period to pay it. Your grace is you get a certain amount of time to get it right, to come back to the Lord. That's your grace, man. Your grace is that Christ came down, and instead of the Lord just utterly destroying us, man, Christ made it so now we got a way back to the Father. Now we got a mediator to get back to the Father. All of that is your grace, man. My advice to you, use your grace wisely. Don't use your grace and then just sit there and say, oh, I could just sin all I want to. Because you do not want to live a life of sin. Because that is something you don't want to have to answer for when the Lord comes. All right? And with that, Shalom Israel, I'm going to close the class out. The water to y'all.